What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today, we're going to be continuing the 5-year rebuild. We're going to be using the Houston Rockets today, a team that has not been very good since James Harden has been traded, but they just had the number 3 overall pick, had Jabari Smith Jr. fall into their laps, and I'm super excited for this one today. So there's already a really good young core in Houston, being led by Jalen Green. Currently, he's going to be probably a superstar in this league. Once he develops a little bit more, you got guys like Jae'Sean Tate here, you got Josh Christopher, Kevin Porter Jr., a lot of young talent on this team. They by far have one of the best young cores in the entirety of the league. And real quick, before we do get into the video, I just have a couple quick things to ask and to mention to you guys. Number one being that I changed some audio settings with my mic and with my recording device. Can you guys let me know, please, down below in the comments section if it sounds better, worse, or if you just didn't notice a difference at all? It'd mean a lot to me. Second, if you guys are new around here and we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd like to join the community. And of course, feel free to comment any other video ideas down below. I've been loving doing the 5-year rebuilds. I know the majority of you guys have seriously enjoyed them as well, so I'm happy to continue doing them until we have completed every single team. I also do want to do some challenges though soon, so let me know any other challenges down below in the comment section. Without further ado, man, the 5-year Houston Rockets rebuild. Try to get them a championship. Let's quickly go over the core of this Houston Rockets team right now before we do start simming this first season here in Houston. Let's start off at the point guard spot. Kevin Porter Jr., whose remaining deal is only 1 season. I'd like to keep him past that. Typically progresses pretty well if he can play at a high level and be a decently high overall. No plans on moving him. We got Ty Washington, who they drafted this past draft. Number 29 overall pick out of Kentucky. I'd like him to be my backup point guard for the entirety of the video. I think that would be pretty cool. We got Trey Burke here as well, was part of the Christian Wood trade. Will not be playing, obviously, overall, and just strictly based off of need. We do not need him. Jalen Green, former number 2 overall pick from the 2021 NBA draft, who turned into an absolute stud. Hell, he already is an absolute stud. So I'm super excited to use him today. Will probably be the main focal point throughout the 5 years of this rebuild. Josh Christopher was the 24th overall pick in the 2021 draft. They had a really good 2021 draft there in Houston. He will ultimately probably be my backup shooting guard for the majority, if not the entirety of the video. Justin Holiday was just the player that 2K signed for me just because we got to fill out the roster. Terry Eason was the 17th overall pick in this past year's draft. I'd like to go ahead and see if we can start him for the majority of this video. If he can progress and play well enough, I'll see if I can kind of keep him there at that starting small forward spot. If not, we'll eventually replace him, maybe have him come off the bench. But as of now, he will definitely be starting here in this first season. And then we might be doing something that I don't do too often in these 5-year rebuilds. We might be making a trade with Eric Gordon. Now, let me explain to you why I might be making a trade with Eric Gordon. One, he's not going to be in the rotation. I'll show you why in just a second. And number 2, I think it's a realistic move. I don't necessarily think Eric Gordon will start the 2022 season on the Rockets roster. I think there's more teams out there that could use him, and I don't think the Houston Rockets are one of them. I think they should have moved him a long time ago, and they just have not for some point and some reason, but we might try to find a trade. If I can't find a somewhat realistic trade, this will be the only somewhat maybe realistic trade of today's video. I probably won't go ahead and move him, just let him ride the bench, ride out his final year here in Houston, but you'll see in a second why he's not going to crack the rotation, and that is going to be because we have Jae'Sean Tate, Jabari Smith Jr., and Kenyon Martin Jr. Kenyon Martin Jr. is going to be going to the backup small forward spot. He's 6'5", I believe, has a B+ three-pointer. If my math is correct, yes it is. So he's a B+ three-pointer. I'm still going to be starting Terry Eason. I like his potential a little bit more. But that being said, Kenyon Martin Jr. at 6'5", B+ three-pointer. The NBA is basically positionless at this point in time. So he's going to be my backup small forward. Obviously, Jabari Smith Jr. is going to be starting at the power forward spot. Super excited to see his rookie year for us here in Houston. Jae'Sean Tate agreed to a 3-year extension with this squad. Going to be the backup for at least 2 or 3 years. Alperen Sengun, the 16th overall pick of the 2021 NBA draft. I know I mentioned a couple minutes ago. They hit a home run in the 2021 draft with basically all the guys they drafted, Sengun definitely being one of them. Actually got him in a recent rebuild, and he actually wasn't too bad. So we'll see. We'll probably take him as far as we possibly can. Marquise Chris also in the Christian Wood deal, and then Usman Garuba as well. He's 2021 as well. Home run draft for Houston in 2021. But yeah, that being said, this is not a playoff team. We're not really worried about that. What we are worried about right now is a little bit of development. So we're going to see if that can possibly happen here in year number 1. That being said, let's go ahead and set the rotation. Actually, no, we have a trade to do first. Let's see if we can find an Eric Gordon trade. I've been glancing at some Eric Gordon trades, and if I'm being honest with you, none of them really kind of excite me enough that I would maybe make the deal. So we're not going to be doing any of these trades. Eric Gordon will ride out the final year of his contract here in Houston. Not going to be in the rotation, unfortunately, but I'll just show you guys these 4 or 5 trades that I got offered. None of them really kind of moved me to the point that I would say, hey, that's somewhat realistic. And again, this would be the only somewhat realistic trade I would try to make throughout this 5-year rebuild. But that being said, we're still going to go ahead and set the rotation. Eric Gordon will probably be around of our 11th or 12th man, so still there if we do need him. That being said, though, with a team as bad as this, and I use bad in air quotes because there's obviously a ton of young talent, I do try to develop that young talent as much as possible. I think Eric Gordon would definitely hinder that. So let's set the rotation before we do start simming the first year here in Houston. We've officially set the rotation here in Houston for the first season. Again, not necessarily a team that we think is going to be in the playoffs. Not going to be competitive in the slightest, but hopefully have a decent pick in the upcoming 2023 draft, and who knows what can happen at that point. It's going to be KPJ, Jalen Green, Terry Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Şengün. I also want to make it clear I'm not predicting that this is what the starting five for the Rockets is going to look like. It's just the way we're going to go ahead and do it in the game, where I'm thinking I can maximize the most on these young assets. The bench unit, Jayshawn Tate, Kenyon Martin Jr., Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, and then Usman Garuba. So it's honestly not a terrible bench. It's obviously still a very young bench that kind of coincides with a very young team. So hopefully that's one of the strong points that we can kind of build on throughout this rebuild. So I am excited for the future. I'm not necessarily excited for this season, maybe besides some progression stuff, but yeah, let's see how bad this year is. I'll see you guys at the end of the first season. The first season here in Houston has come to an end. It was not a good one. We are a 14 seed here in the Western Conference. Honestly, not good. I mean, it was kind of where we thought we were going to be. Maybe I could have been surprised and this team could have been like a 10 seed, but no, it does not happen. Luka MVP, triple-double. Jabari Smith Jr., Rookie of the Year. I think it's the first time I've really ever seen that. It typically goes to Chet Holmgren, but I will definitely take Jabari Smith Jr. Very solid rookie campaign for our number 3 overall draft pick. Brickleberry Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, Depoy. Nick Claxton, Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins, Coach of the Year over in Memphis. Alrighty, let's see how bad our record was. We were 27-55. Which gives us what? That is the 4th worst record in the league. So we're currently, I guess, projected the 4th overall pick, whatever it is. But yeah, let's look at the numbers. It was Jalen Green, KPJ, Jabari Smith Jr., Şengün. Not too bad. Josh Christopher, Terry Eason, Jayshawn Tate, Ty Washington, Kenyon Martin Jr., Garuba. Eric Gordon barely played, but he is there. Rebounds was Şengün and assists was KPJ. So first time in a long time, I can say that we can simulate the playoffs and not have to worry about it in a year. Number 1, the Minnesota Timberwolves go on to win the finals, and Anthony Edwards, complete stud, goes on to win the finals MVP. So we are heading into our first offseason here in Houston. I'm going to give you my little precursor to me making trades and draft picks and signings and whatever it may be. This is not what I think this team will do or should do in real life. I'm not evaluating these players based on how good I think they'll turn out in real life. I'm evaluating the moves I make based on the game. That being said, I know a lot of you know that, but I just need to put it out there for the people that never have watched my videos and still get confused. Oh boy. Is that pick ours? I really hope it's ours. Yes, it is ours, and it's the number 1 overall pick. Alrighty, that makes me excited because you know who's the number 1 overall draft pick? That would be Victor Wembanyama. And yeah, you know what? I give a lot of credit to Şengün, but Victor Wembanyama is just a generational prospect. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and draft him. Also, I do want to let you guys know that I did download a new draft class. I think it's a little bit more updated with some of these guys. Like Cameron Whitmore was not in my last one. Anthony Black was not in there. Gregory Jackson was actually, he might have been in there. Tyrese Proctor was not in there. It's an updated draft class with hopefully guys that are actually a little bit more accurately rated. It was higher based on this. It was this one right here. I'll just show you. It was this draft class right here on PS5. This Philime 2002. That's who this draft class is by. So if you're looking for it on PS5, that's who it is. And Victor Wembanyama is probably going to be the guy that we take first overall. Silas or Silas is not going to go anywhere. I'm dog shit with names. You all know that. But I think Victor Wembanyama would be a great pick for this squad. I think it would be dumb to overthink it and not take him. Not a shot at Şengün. Again, he's been playing, or he had a really solid second season for us. But he's not a generational prospect. Victor is. So we're going to make the move. We're going to take the draft pick, and we are going to find a new home for Victor Wembanyama. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick. We'll check his overall in a second. We also do have the 22nd overall pick. So that's not just to be looked by. There's definitely some players here that definitely could contribute to this squad. Based off of needs specifically, there's really not a ton. I mean, we have a good 10-man rotation. So I might take one of these guys who are C+ rated in the overall department. My backup small forward is Kenyon Martin Jr. My backup shooting guard is Josh Christopher. So, yeah, I don't know. Harrison Ingram. Let's just take Harrison Ingram. Why not? I don't know how high of an overall he's going to be. Could spend some time in the G League. Victor's an 82 overall, and then Harrison Ingram's a 73. Again, could be in the G League for us. Sterling Brown, how are you a rookie? Is 2K glitching out again? Is that one of the things we're doing right now? All right, I guess I'll sign him and then probably just trade him. Wow, Eric Gordon has a team option. I didn't even know that. Thank God this is not a realistic rebuild. But, well, not thank God. I could just decline it. But we're going to sign Eric Gordon, and then I'm going to find a trade for him because this is no longer going to be a realistic trade for Eric Gordon. KPJ definitely getting that qualifying offer. We do have bird rights him in as well. Marquise Chris is going to go. It wasn't even in our rotation. Definitely wouldn't crack it now that we have Victor Wembanyama. So let's go ahead and make some trades. I think Eric Gordon, Sterling Brown, definitely both on their way out. I do not know why Sterling Brown was at rookie signings for me. But we can kind of go from there. I was trying to sign him to the G League already. We can go from there, and I think we're not going to make a ton of big moves this offseason. I think it's going to be another year where we're going to let our guys hopefully develop, maybe get a pick for guys like Gordon and Brown, and then maybe, honestly, I don't know what I want to do with Garuba. I really don't. There's just almost too many cooks in the kitchen at this point. There really is. But let me get the hard ones out of the way, or the easy ones, excuse me, like Eric Gordon. Almost $21 million. A first-round pick's probably what I'll take. I'm not going to give the whole 5-minute spiel on this, but the fact that I can trade Eric Gordon for a first-round pick is crazy. They need to fix this in 2K23. All bad contracts with low overalls that needs to be fixed, or you cannot just get a first-round pick. That's lottery protected. I don't really want that. Who's a team that could suck? The Lakers tend to somewhat suck eventually. I don't want Max Christie. Can I have, like, I'm a first in 2025 for Eric Gordon? 2024 Brooklyn, no. How about if I just do a bunch of seconds? And I'll give you another second. Beautiful. All right, that Lakers pick potentially could be valuable. Obviously, it has a lot to do with LeBron retires, or if LeBron occasionally does sign somewhere else. But we're going to go ahead. It's a first-round pick in 2025. We will take it. So not next year's draft, but the year after. That being said, we probably have one more trade, or maybe two. Sterling Brown, again, not really sure how he ended up in the rookie signing phase, but he did. Utah could suck. Oh, it's actually a Minnesota pick. They just won the finals. 2026 Cavs. They'll be good by then. I'm just looking for potentially the highest pick possible. Philly probably won't suck, but out of all these teams, they might have the biggest chance of sucking just because Harden regresses a little bit. Yeah. All right, we'll take that Philadelphia pick. Not saying they're going to suck. I don't think they will, but it's probably the best pick that we had and the best option we have there. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with Garuba. I don't need 3 centers. I really don't. And it sucks to say because I like him and I don't necessarily think I need to trade him, but he's going to be expiring next season anyways, and him not playing might only hurt his overall and maybe his trade value a little bit. So I will look and glance at potential, unless I want to make an upgrade at the small forward spot with him. I'm either just going to trade him straight up, or I'm going to package him with somebody for an upgrade at the small forward spot. It's no secret the San Antonio Spurs are not a very good basketball team right now. I don't really think that this roster is going to be anything too sharp next. So that being said, I'd like to try to get their unprotected first, or Usman Garuba. That's a huge ask and not one that I think was necessarily going to go through. They want Jayshawn Tate for Zach Collins. I'd rather not, but if that's really kind of the focal point and what's holding up the deal, I very well could do it. I might even, I don't want to draft him second overall, but I feel like this is going to be a really good pick. Like, look at this team. There's just no shot that, like, they're anything but a top 3 pick next season. I'll do it. Oh, wow. I'm not giving up a first. I'll give you a second. And they agree to that. All right, so we got that San Antonio pick next season. We're going to have our pick in 2024. Actually, it's the Nets pick. And then we have the Spurs pick in 2024 as well. So hopefully one of those two pans out. We are currently have a pretty decent roster still. I still need to re-sign Kevin Porter Jr. But other than that, we got our rotation moving forward. Let's go ahead and see how much KPJ is asking for. He's asking for about $16 million a year. It's honestly not horrible. I will wait till after moratorium, just because I do think I want to give him a longer-term contract while we have the cap space with the way the roster is currently constructed. So is LeBron going back to the Lakers too? That's a big part of this. Doesn't really look like it. All right, let's re-sign KPJ to a 4-year contract, around $16 million a year, $72 million overall, maybe just under 73. Is not bad at all for a guy who's been playing on us. Probably our second or third best player on this team. So I will 100% take that. And yeah, this team might not be that good again, but again, developing, and we just got a generational prospect. You guys at the start of year number 2. We didn't make a ton of big moves last offseason. We hopefully kind of capitalize on the assets we really didn't need. We have 2 upcoming picks, one being our own, one being the San Antonio Spurs, that are both unprotected. Actually, it's the Brooklyn Nets, I believe we have. But that being said, that Spurs pick hopefully should be really, really valuable. You saw that roster. Really didn't look like they were going to be a good team. Hopefully that pans out for us. KPJ, Jalen Green is up to an 89 overall. It's a thing of beauty. You love to see it. Hopefully he can continue to progress into a superstar. Terry Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., and Victor Wembanyama. This is an absolutely insane front court. The bench unit's also really good. Jayshawn Tate, Alperen Şengün, Kenyon Martin Jr., Ty Washington, and Josh Christopher. Could we potentially sneak into the the play-in? Let's see what happens at the end of the second year. I've been shocked before in rebuilds. I think this might take the cake. I thought we were going to be horrible. I really did. We were not. We were the 1 seed in the West. What is going on? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's adding Victor Wembanyama to this already probably top 3 young core probably puts us at the top of the list. But the fact of the matter is that like a 1 seed is bonkers with like the talent that's in the West. I mean, that's insane. But I will take it. Luka, 2nd straight MVP. Don't get rookie of the year. It's unfortunate. Scoot Henderson, very solid rookie campaign there in Detroit. Brickleberry Simmons, 6th man. Giannis Depoy, Usman Gruba. Always happens when you trade a young piece. It goes to your team. Always wins. Happy to see him get some more playing time, though, even with the Spurs. Nate McMillan, coach of the year. Didn't want to give it to Steven, our boy, who just carried this team from the number 1 overall pick to 57 wins. I think we went from 27 to 57 wins. It's a 30-plus win increase. Come on, 2K. Jalen Green up to a 90 overall. Our superstar is an absolute stud. KPJ, Victor Wembanyama, very unbelievable rookie season. Jabari Smith Jr. continuing to develop up to an 86 overall. Terry Eason also continuing to progress. It's awesome. Alperen Şengün, again, he is playing well for us. I wish we could start him. I wish I could develop him more, but Victor Wembanyama doesn't always happen. We got Jayshawn Tate, Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, Kenyon Martin Jr. Got Thomas Satoransky down there. What is the average age of this team? That's just something I'm like interested in. Like, Jayshawn Tate's 20. He's 20. Well, what would he be right now in real life? 26? Good God, this is such a young team. That's nuts. All right, let's sim the play-in. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder, 2 of the best young cores in the entirety of the league right here. Shea, Giddey, Dariq Whitehead, PJ Washington, Vucevic, Chet Holmgren. You are really starting Nikola Vucevic over Chet Holmgren. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pans out for them here. We are up 2-1 here in the first round. We go up 3-1, and we close them out. Moving on to the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Dante DiVincenzo, Lou Dort, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Davion Mitchell, Rashawn Holmes. Like, they really didn't change a ton there. Like, Lou Dort's an addition, but like, there's just no shot this team's beating us. I do not know how they're a 5 seed. Really? 2K? We do not blow a 3-1 lead, but now we got to face the big bad New Orleans Pelicans in Zion Williamson, who is, 2K is a big fan of him if you didn't know that. So they're a very good team. I would not be surprised if we lost to them. We're up 2-0. This game's going to blue balls me, aren't they? Yeah, we lose 2 straight. We win game 5. We lose game 6. We lose game 7. We win the first 2 and then end up losing the series. That always kind of sucks, but there's just no way we were beating that Pelicans team. Holy Trae Young goes on to win Finals MVP. Luka might have gotten 2 regular season ones, but Trae gets the Finals MVP. So who really got the last laugh? Let's hit the draft lottery. Let's see if that Spurs pick potentially panned out for us. And it looks like it is going to. That, beautiful. Let's sim the lottery. We end up with the number 4 overall pick. It's not necessarily 2, or actually technically we were projected number 1. Every single team has exact odds when you're in the top 3. Steven Silas just did a tremendous job as our head coach. Probably should have won Coach of the Year. I will definitely be bringing him back. Really, his thing 7 seconds or less. That's interesting. Did not know that. Let's head up to the NBA draft with the 4th overall pick. What do I want to do with it? Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of moves to make because we don't really have a ton of guys under contract. Really young team. It means there's going to be a lot of team player options. Also, for the 26th overall pick, probably don't necessarily need that. So we'll move that here for Cleveland. Okay. Who do I really need here? I honestly don't know. I really don't. This draft, again, I switched draft classes. I'm using all of those new draft classes by that other guy. So DJ Wagner's a little bit lower rated here today. I don't really know who I want to draft. I really don't. Xavier Booker looks like he's at the top of the 2024 draft class. Appears to be an absolute stud as a center. I don't really need him. I don't really need any of these guys. Maybe Kwame Evans Jr. Out of Kentucky, 6'10", small forward. I just don't know. Let's just see who's available here at number 4, and then we'll decide what we want to do with the pick. Also, could potentially trade it. I just don't really know what we would do or what we would do. So Edwards goes number 1 overall, and it is Xavier Booker, and then Kwame Evans Jr. So I kind of have my eye on. Ron Holland is here. Maybe could replace Jayshawn Tate. I don't know. It's an option, though. DJ Wagner's also here. Maybe could, who's my backup point guard right now? Ty Washington. I'm actually comfortable with Ty Washington. We're going to go fit here, maybe over best player. I don't really know a lot about Ron Holland. B- overall. We're going to go ahead and draft him. Let's check out how high of an overall he is. He's 78 overall. That's very good for me. Could be a team guy or a rotation piece. Could be in a trade. We do not know yet at this point in time. Qualifying, Kenyon Martin Jr. will get that qualifying. Not a bad backup option at the small forward spot. Again, we'll kind of address that. How much money does it? It's around 50 a year. Yeah, it's not great. It's not horrible. The way this team is currently constructed, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. Honestly, I might just let him go and just move Jae'Sean Tate to the backup small forward spot and let Ron Holland kind of play. Maybe save a little bit of money. So, yeah, let's kind of do that. I think that's kind of the way we're going to go right now. And haven't made a ton of moves, but we were just a 1 seed in the West Finals, and let's see if we can do it again. That'll be the start of year number 3. And, yeah, I don't want to just let Kenyon Martin Jr. go because, I mean, he hasn't necessarily been bad for us, but I don't know, man. I don't really want to pay him $15 million a year. So I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd season. It is officially the start of the 3rd season here in Houston. We made it to the Western Conference Finals last year before we blew a 2-0 lead to the Pelicans. But the Pelicans are going to be the Pelicans. It's Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Terry Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., and Victor Wembanyama. The starting 5 for the, I guess this is the same exact starting 5 as last year. We didn't really change much. Bench unit, Jae'Sean Tate slides to the backup small forward spot. I kind of feel bad we let Kenyon Martin Jr. go, but we just had the 4th overall pick, and I didn't really feel like paying Kenyon Martin Jr. Maybe could have done a sign and trade, but I don't want it to turn into one of those situations where we almost have 2 assets because I don't know. I just don't need to do it. Şengün will be our 7th man. It sucks. I kind of want to play him and start him, but Victor's Victor. Ty Washington, Josh Christopher, and then Ron Holland, our number 4 overall pick. Let's see how this squad can do. Hopefully make it to the finals this year. See you guys at the end of the 3rd year here in Houston. Luke is going down in the history books, wins his 3rd straight MVP. It's another triple-double. We are once again the 1 seed here in the West. That is the 2nd season in a row that we have done that. And hopefully we're going to be the finals this year. Xavier Booker, Rookie of the Year, is in Utah. Ben Simmons, once again. 6th man, Giannis, once again, Depoy. Chet Holmgren, most improved. Hopefully the man finally got some starting minutes. It looks like he did. Yeah, he's playing about 36 minutes a game, 37. I cannot believe they were starting Nikola Vucevic over him. Steven Silas, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think I am, though. Coach of the Year, 63-19, number 1 seed in the West. Beautiful. Should have won it last year. We were 12 games up in the Pelicans, who lost the finals to the Hawks last year, who were the 1 seed in the East this year. Jalen Green leads us in scoring. KPJ, really solid performance out of him. Victor Wembanyama, Jabari Smith Jr. So we had almost 4 guys with 18-plus points a game. That's awesome. Terry Eason, Şengün, Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, Jae'Sean Tate, Ron Holland, our 4th overall pick. Is that Joe Harris down there? Rebounds was Victor, and assists was Kevin. Alrighty. We got the Portland Trailblazers here. Dame did not run from the grind and is getting paid a whole lot of money. Keon Johnson, Anthony Black, Trenton Wofford. So their core has definitely changed. This is ridiculous, having 3 guards off the bench like this when Anthony Simons should definitely probably be starting at this point in time, but that's not really my call. Let's sim the entirety of the 1st round. We sweep them, moving on to the Utah Jazz. TJ McConnell, Donovan Mitchell still in Utah. I feel bad for the man. Amen Thompson, Tengus Pingus. Vucevic found a new home. We got Xavier Booker, who they believe they took 2nd overall. Like, what is up with Nikola Vucevic starting in front of young stud centers? I just don't get it. We should again win this series probably with relative ease if I had to take a gander, and we sweep them as well. And we got a rematch with the big bad Pelicans, and they scare me. They really do, man. This is always my downfall in these Western Conference rebuilds. We're up 3-1 right now. Oh, wow. We're in the finals. All right, Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. Shout out to 2K figuring out that these 2 players can play in the same starting 5. DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella. They got a Kongu, Jalen Smith, D'Lo, Adrian Griffin. It reminds me of like that sound on TikTok. Like, it's enough slices. Like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. How much depth do you need? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost this series. Oh my God, that team is absolutely bonkers. 3-2, 3-3. We come back from 3-1, and Victor Wembanyama, rookie of the year, finals MVP at the age of 21, averages 20, 11, and 4. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. I did not think that was going to happen. I really didn't. Let's hit the draft lottery. I saw Rockets logo. Oh my God. I saw 2 Rockets logos, I think. That Lakers pick's projected 10. That Philadelphia pick, I believe, is actually top 5 protected, I think. Holy shit. If that ends up at number 6, that's beautiful. It's number 7, and we have number 10. We have 2 top 10 picks on a team that just won a championship. That's absolutely beautiful. Steven's still here. We're good there. Let's head up to the draft before we do enter year 4. It might be time to make some trades. I just don't need all these picks. I really don't. So that being said, these are not the people that I want to trade. I'm fine with KPJ. He's our second leading scorer on this team. Really, really solid season out of him. So I'm not going to move him. But like Ron Holland, like, I mean, what happens if I do this? Like, oh. All right. That could be something that I do. Not the best numbers for RJ Barrett, but he definitely gets that overall up. Honestly, though, like, I feel like I get RJ Barrett a decent amount. Like, who are some small forwards who I don't trade for a ton? This isn't a shot at Terry Eason, but if I'm going to replace somebody in my starting 5, it's obviously him. So, like, I don't know. Like, Jimmy's just so old. If Jimmy wasn't so old at this point, I would definitely trade for him. I know I get Ingram a lot. I won't trade for him. Could go Jaylen Brown. I get him a decent amount, not a ton. I feel like I get RJ Barrett more than Jaylen Brown, though. So Jaylen Brown definitely could be on the horizon. MPJ is also a guy I trade for a decent amount. Here's the thing. Like, I know I trade for, like, those 4 guys a lot. But, like, looking at the other options here, there's really not that many that are young enough to actually warrant a trade. So I would probably include Ron Holland in a deal for Jaylen Brown. Wow, that's crazy that's, like, almost enough to get Jaylen Brown. Actually, can I do this without the 7th overall pick? I'll give you number 10. And I'll also give you 28. And I'll give you a future first. And a future second. Oh, wow. That got Jaylen Brown. And we still have the number, what is it? Number 5 over, number 6? What is it? What pick do we have? I'm all over the place. Number 7 overall pick. All right. I'm not going to know who anybody is in this draft class. So we did just trade our backup power forward. So could be an option. We'll probably just move Jayshawn Tate back there and we'll take Trey Johnson. That's honestly fine by me. That's honestly kind of works out really well for us. He's a 78 overall. He's the same overall. Who did we just trade? I forget his name, but we just traded him. Smith, Victor, Terry Eason, Ty Washington, all coming back. Qualifying offers, Jayshawn Tate. Jalen Green's obviously my number 1 priority. Probably in order, it goes Jalen Green, probably Şengün, Jayshawn Tate, then Josh Christopher. So I'm going to give Jalen Green a real contract. They're all restricted. I think I'm going to probably give Şengün the qualifying offer just because he's asking for so much. Who else is in this free agency class? Like, this is like Giannis and Tatum. Honestly, if I didn't trade for Jaylen Brown, I probably could have signed. Wow, that's actually kind of funny to think about. It really is. Well, you live and you learn. Okay, how is Jayshawn Tate restricted? I don't get that. And then Josh Christopher, I'll give him a real contract once we get. So, whoa, okay, agree. Why would I renounce the rights on Jalen Green? This is where 2K kind of gets me. Oh, Şengün, I gave a contract too. Give him the qualifying offer. This is where 2K kind of gets me. Like, why would I renounce these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm like, oh shit. All right, I'll just match the Jalen Green deal. It's not that big of a deal. Like, if I was like scrolling through this quickly, didn't even realize like that I was renouncing the rights on like all of, not, I don't want to say star players, but like my good role players, and then Jalen Green as well. Like, I'd probably scroll right over that. And like, that's kind of one of the major flaws with 2K. It's like, why is that a thing? Because like, that really shouldn't be a thing. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much wrong with this game. I really hope they probably won't, because they don't give a shit about my league, my NBA, whatever you want to call it. Oh shit, I forgot we had Terry Eason. I don't really need Trey Johnson. God damn it. Oh boy, that was pretty dumb of me. We'll move him back to power forward. And then, yeah, I don't know how I forgot about Terry Eason. Don't. Okay, well, I guess Trey Johnson might spend a year in the G League, and we'll figure it out after that. I'll see you guys at the start of the 4th year. We just won our first finals of the video. We just made a huge upgrade at the starting small forward spot. We are looking to go back-to-back into repeat. The starting 5 is as follows. KPJ, Jalen Green. We made the trade for Jaylen Brown. Super excited to have him here. We got Jabari Smith Jr. and then Victor Wembanyama. This is an insane front court. The bench. That's definitely probably one of the better benches I've had in a long time. It's going to be Jayshawn Tate, Alperen Şengün, Josh Christopher, Terry Eason, and Ty Washington. I feel bad for Terry Eason. I mean, he just went from a starting small forward on a championship team, honestly playing pretty well, to a guy playing legitimately a quarter a night. It really does suck. Also, if you were interested, Trey Johnson's in the G League. I know it's weird to send a 7th overall pick to the G League, but kind of the way things worked out today. Now. So, yeah, let's see if we can go back-to-back at the end of the 4th season. Darius Garland takes home the MVP award here at the end of the 4th season. We are once again the 1 seed here in the West. It's awesome. Garland averages 33.5 and 12 on, yeah, he's very good. Nasir Cunningham, Rookie of the Year in New York. Poku, Sixth Man of the Year. Found a new home in Toronto. Giannis wins another depoy. Ron Holland, Most Improved, is in Boston now. Steven Silas, Coach of the Year. We won 64 games this year. Honestly, love to see it. 13 games up in the Pelicans. I mean, I guess that's kind of the arms race you have going here in the West, and then it's pretty much Atlanta over there in the East. Jalen Green, Victor Wembanyama, Jabari Smith Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., Jaylen Brown averages 15 points a game. It's weird to see. I mean, like, no. He really went down from 2017, 2018, 2018, 2019. Isn't that weird? All right. We can take a look at the stats and see how we all rounded out the year. You can pause if you want to. We got Memphis here. John Morant, Desmond Bain, Matisse Thybulle, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jakob Poeltl. Hell of a big three they got there. I'm pretty confident in this team, though. We go on and win in 5. Marcus Sasser, Nick Smith, Malachi Branham, Jeremy Sohan, Domantas Sabonis, Keldon Johnson, Mo Bamba. Completely new look team in San Antonio. I know a lot of you guys want to see a Spurs rebuild soon. Reason I'm not doing a 5-year Spurs rebuild immediately is because I did one. Or not a 5-year one, but I did a Spurs rebuild after the John Murray trade. So it hasn't been too long. D'Lo, I believe he was actually with Atlanta last year. Finds a new home here in New Orleans. Is now their starting point guard with Chris Livingston pairing him in the backcourt. They have Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Ade Mara, Cam Reddish, Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy. Oh, my bench unit. All right, let's see if we can get by them for the second straight year. I'll be impressed if we do. We're up 3-0 and we sweep them. Wow. Cavaliers here and MVP Darius Garland in the finals. Battle of two absolutely insane front courts. Let me know which front court you think is better at this point in time. Jabari Smith Jr., Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, we're in the year 2026. But, like, if you had to predict, if hypothetically Jabari Smith Jr. and Victor Wembanyama were in the same front court, or Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, let me know in the comment section. It's a fun debate. I think, I don't know. It's obviously a tough one. They win the first 2 games and then win game 4 as well. We're down 3-2 now. And, wow, we lose the finals in year number 2 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not the way I wanted the second finals that we were in to go. It really wasn't, but we're going to lock and load for the 5th and final season. Hopefully get back there. And oh my God, that Brooklyn pick's projected number 1. There's got to be some sort of swap on it. Right? Nope, we have it at number 5. That sucks. It fell to 5, honestly, but I cannot honestly believe that it did. But I can't believe we have that pick. That's absolutely insane. Obviously goes back to the James Harden trade, but yeah, number 5 overall pick. And a couple options with a potential trade. I don't know necessarily what I want to do, but I think we're going to make a big move. We've obviously won a championship, so let's see what we can find. We're going to try to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It is not a shot at Kevin Porter Jr., but if, again, there's a spot we're going to upgrade in the starting 5, it's going to be the point guard. It was the small forward spot last season with Terry Eason, and now it's going to be KPJ with the point guard spot. Again, he has not been playing bad for us at all. He's been very, very good. I wouldn't trade him if I didn't want to spice up the video a little bit. But we're going to try to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's a clear upgrade over him. I don't really think there's any debating that. They do not take that deal. Josh Christopher's in there to make the money work. I'm going to try to get Shai if it's possible. I think it probably will be. I don't necessarily want to throw in Trey Johnson if I don't have to, but if this doesn't go through, I probably will. Will you take Trey Johnson? Nope. Oh my God. This is a lot. Am I really going to do this right now? For Shai. This is a horrible trade. I'll just say that right now. This is a horrible trade. It's a horrible trade. I know it's a bad trade, but I think the team is good enough that we're at the point right now where we really don't need to have any of those guys to win. I really don't. We have the 30th overall pick again. We're kind of going all in. I honestly might dumb it down to a 9-man rotation. And I don't say that lightly, but I think we might. Josh Christopher just got traded. Jalen Green probably won't have a backup moving forward. So I think I typically do end up having better teams when I go in 9-man rotations. So let's see if it's possible here for the final season. And yeah, all these guys except for Şengün are going to be getting qualifying offers because I can. It's the final season. So Terry Eason, qualifying offer, and then Jabari Smith Jr. Well, and I'll wait on time. So yeah, this is the final season for us here. Ultimately, I think this team is definitely good enough to win a second championship. I would have liked to have won more, but I think it kind of worked out for the bet. But do I not have enough money? Oh, no, I do. That was weird. All right, let's take a look at the roster right now. I'm very comfortable with this 9-man rotation. I think it's probably close to the best I've had in a 5-year rebuild so far. I will see you guys at the start of the 5th and final year. We made a big trade for an upgrade at point guard. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is now going to be leading the backcourt with Jalen Green. It's not a shot at Kevin Porter Jr. And yes, I know I overpaid completely for Shai. If it wasn't the final season, that's not a trade I would make. We've also cut the rotation down to a 9-man. It's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Green, Jalen Brown, Jabari Smith Jr., and Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit, Jae'Sean Tate, Alperen Sengun, Ty Washington, and Terry Eason. We did lose Josh Christopher in that deal, but ultimately I'm very comfortable with a 9-man rotation. And I think this one's going to work out for the best. Let's try to get that second championship. You can say what you want about the trade, but it looks like it worked out for the best. The Shai does win his first career MVP, and we knew we were going to be a 1 seed, but it looks like the trade worked out. And again, I know I completely overpaid. I know that, but it worked out. Cameron Boozer is your rookie of the year. I've actually seen some of his hoop mixtape, funny enough. He's out very good. Jaden Sharp, 6-man of the year. Jaren Jackson Jr., D-Point. Luther Lowry, most improved. We go 73-9, tying the best record in NBA history. Awesome. Would have liked to have beaten it, but I will take it nonetheless. Alrighty, let's take a look at the standings on the year. We were 21 games up on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Anytime you have single-digit wins, typically 20-plus to the number 2 seed. Jalen Green, Victor Wembanyama, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We had 3 guys over 20 points a game. Jalen Brown, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, Ty Washington, Terry Eason, Jae'Sean Tate. Rebounds per game was Victor Wembanyama, and assists was Shai. So let's see what we got. Golden State Warriors. Looks like Steph Curry has retired. Jordan Poole, Keontae Jordan, Moses Moody, Kuminga, Basala. There's just no what I'm saying. Bagayoko, Andrew Wiggins, Kier Lewis Jr. I mean, there's just not, right? There's just no way. This honestly could be my best team ever in a 5-year rebuild. If you religiously watch my rebuilds, please let me know, because I'm just thinking about this. It is not very often. Oh, Bronny and Booker. That's scary. It is not very often that I am able to complete a rebuild in my starting lineup, have Jaylen Brown, according to 2K, be my 5th best player. That's kind of crazy. Dude Henderson and Cade Cunningham's an insane backcourt. Quentin Grimes, Sadiq Bey, Usman Garuba. We really are. Let's see if we can potentially get a little bit of gameplay today too. I think that would be fun. Definitely end the video on a note. Really? How are we not better than that Detroit team? I mean, that's insane. If we don't win, I mean, we're definitely better. There's looking at the roster, yeah, they might have a better backcourt. They might, but we're probably the better team. I think our depth is better. I think our entire starting 5 is better. Looks like we got a close one here in Houston. We're going back and forth right now here in the 3rd quarter of Game 7 of the finals. I'm going to get some gameplay no matter what, but yeah, we're not going to. Hopefully, I don't blow an 8 point. Let's see if we cannot. A very high-scoring game here in Houston. We are trying to close out our 2nd championship. We are trying to do it on our home floor here in Game 7 against Detroit. I do not want Jabari Smith Jr. to have the ball. What is this rotation that's not what... Dude, that's not what I hit. Why is, Jalen Green not in the game right now? That's absolutely nuts to me. That's not a foul. Thank you. Give me the board. Victor's got 22 and 10 on the night. Shai. I had to pop that with Jaylen Brown. All right, back down Cade Cunningham. This is a huge mismatch. Huge mismatch. Go up to the basket. No foul, no nothing. All right. We're up by 10 here with 2:35 to go. I'll try to talk about the team a little bit. Again, I think this Houston Rocket, I'm talking about real life right now with the way the team's currently built. I think this Houston Rockets core is definitely, without a doubt, a top 3 young core in the entirety of the league. Again, I don't necessarily think they're a playoff team. Maybe could sneak into the play-in, but probably not. But the potential is definitely there. And I think this team could definitely be a threat if they continue to draft well and they continue to develop well, because the foundation is definitely set, and that's more than a lot of these young teams can say typically at this point in time. I mean, think about it. Just how many years, when did James Harden get traded? A couple of years back? Just think about it. Not most teams don't have this good of a young core after they trade their franchise player away this quickly. So hell of a job that they've been doing there in Houston. Jaylen Brown throws it down. He's got 31 on the night. I'm just excited to see them grow. I'm really excited to see how it all kind of comes together. Hopefully they can get one of these really good prospects in the 2023 draft. I don't think they'll be bad enough to get Victor Wembanyama like we did in today's game. I don't necessarily know too much of that draft class yet besides Victor and Scoot Henderson. They don't really need Scoot Henderson. I mean, maybe if they kind of want to replace KPJ, but I think KPJ is very good. So I don't necessarily think they'll be replacing him. But who knows? I'm excited to watch Houston for maybe the couple nationally televised games that they have for this upcoming season, and I think they're going to be an exciting team to watch. So them and honestly the team we're facing right now too, the Detroit Pistons. So going to be a fun NBA season coming up, man. I cannot wait. I feel like we're in the most dead time of the year for sports. Like, don't get me wrong, I am a baseball fan. I know a lot of people probably aren't. I like watching baseball, but like it gets very boring, especially when it's not like playoff baseball after a long time. So I'm excited for football as well. I very much am a huge football fan, and I really do miss it. So I'm looking forward to that. Preseason is about to start. Well, the Hall of Fame game happened, but other than that, man, I cannot wait for NBA basketball to be back. I have only an 8-point lead right now, and I'm going to try not to blow it here. Yeah, I think that's a pretty lofty goal, not blowing an 8-point lead. We're getting fucking... I'm going to fucking blow this, aren't I? Okay, let's lock it in here. Let's lock it in here, Bunzo. Also, if we win this game, I'm going to show you guys the finals MVP ceremony. I know a lot of you guys, or not a lot, but a couple of you have honestly asked to see it. But we got to win first. So I'll show you the finals MVP ceremony. They're playing the foul game, which is not really my favorite game in the world. I don't know if the move's to foul right now. I really don't think it is. Now they don't foul. All right, Shea, just blow by him here. I'm going to try to waste as much clock as possible. Jabari Smith Jr. That misses it. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Oh my God, that's a huge board. That is a huge board. Let's go, Jalen Green. Throw it down, baby. Let's go. Only 16 on the night, but I will take that. That's definitely the closing punch. Let's see. Oh, baby, we can hold on to this. We can definitely hold on to this. All right, let's clamp up Scoot Henderson. He's just going to chuck up a 3. It's not going to go in, and we are going to win our second championship of today's video. You'll love to see it. They're going to hopefully not play a foul game. I want to get Jaylen Brown 34 on the night. Jaylen Brown. That's a horrible shot. All right. We're going to win the finals. I'll stick with you guys because I know a couple of you guys asked to see the ceremony. But if not, thank you for watching. But let's just watch the finals MVP ceremony. I'll do a little bit of an outro as well. All right, it's honestly like it's cool to see like all these star players in other uniforms. Like I will sit through this sometimes, not always because it's so long, but NBA champions, won on our home floor. Oh, it's beautiful. Like I give 2K credit. Like this is like a cool part of like some of the rebuilds. Like I like to see stuff like this. I mean, I think like the fan graphics and like maybe some of the sideline graphics aren't cool. I mean, this dude thinks he's Wade and LeBron, but like, and Kobe, but like, I don't know. All right. They're going to show some highlights. The team storming onto the floor. If this is something you really like to see, you can continue to watch. But big thank you to you guys. I really enjoyed this rebuild. I think this potentially could be my best team yet in a 5-year rebuild, and I had a ton of fun with this one. If you guys did enjoy as well, you leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Of course, comment any other video ideas you guys do have it down below in the comments section. We're going to probably get into a couple more challenges. We've done a lot of 5-year rebuilds in a row, so maybe a couple challenges here nor there, and we'll continue to mix in the 5-year rebuilds as well. But other than that, that wraps this one up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next.